32 excited children from 8 Horwich and Blackrod primary schools gathered for an exciting day out in London. They were accompanied by their teachers, 2 members of Horwich Rotary and their wives. Come on, all aboard! Quickly! The journey takes a little over 2 hours, so it's not long before we arrive at London Euston. Virgin Trains have supplied the children with backpacks, which will be a reminder of their journey in years to come. That was a nice surprise. Thanks, Virgin. Then it's off to the main station concourse. Where's the Underground? It's a long way down to the Northern Line, and it looks pretty busy again as we come up at Embankment. Is this a taster for the day ahead? There are a few sights to see as we walk along the embankment. Some are a little less well known, others unmistakable. But if you want to see many of the sights, this is the place to go. But not just yet. We're going on a river cruise first, as there is a rowing event on the river later and all cruises will be suspended. There's a good view of the Houses of Parliament as we wait for our tickets, but it's not too long before we board our vessel. No room on deck, so we have to eat our lunches inside. Soon back after seeing some sights from the river, and we're ready for the eye, but not before we experience 4D. Yes, 4D film presentation. That's right, put those glasses on. It's a short presentation. Then it's join the queue for the eye in blazing sunshine. Not too long before we're at the head of the queue and we walk into our capsule. Well, half of us do, the others have to wait for the next one. The views for the next half hour are truly amazing. We've included the eye on all recent tours of London, and it will be the highlight of the day for many in our party. It's also the highlight of Horwich Rotary's Citizenship scheme, operated in conjunction with local primary schools. Rotary have devised the programme and jointly financed the scheme with the schools. Teacher Brent Richards has organised the day and satisfied the requirements of the education authorities. Now what was I saying? Those landmarks. How many of these can you name? Come on, quickly. Now this is an easy one. As is this. So is this. And what about this? Well, that's it for now. And so we leave the eye and make for our next attraction, the Tower of London. Standing room only on yet another packed underground train. We leave the tube at Tower Hill, where we meet Mike Armitage, our official tour guide for the afternoon, and our time at the Tower. There are some great views of Tower Bridge too as we make our way into the Tower. Mike is telling us about... Whoops! Stand aside.
These are buses from Royal Palace.
Ladies and gentlemen, please move to the side.
Let's go to the word. Change!
And as he continues, they're coming back. Now where were we? There's so much to see and so many people seeing them. Only the ravens have somewhere quiet and it even looks hot out there. Mike explains how they came here.
In fact, Braun is in charge, and Baldrick is still the spotty little teenager waiting his chance to get in charge. But there are 6 here plus 3 spare, and you can see the meat they have because he's sitting pecking at, he or she.
And what was done to make sure they never leave. Whilst it might look nice and peaceful now, Mike tells us about the executions which took place here.
Most people here who were executed either to the west of London with the common criminals in a place called Tyburn, which is now where Marble Arch is, or they were beheaded at Tower Hill, which is pretty much where we came out the tube station earlier.
Meanwhile, another raven is roaming around the lawn. Is he paying attention? Mike's having to keep a fairly flexible programme today as it's so busy and so hot. Looks quiet at the Traitor's Gate, so we'll stop here. It's bound to have a fascinating history. Those actors in period costume come over to speak to our party, who want to know a little more about their lives and times. The Royal Armouries in the White Tower hold an extensive array of armour and weaponry of old. Much to photograph, including the armour of the child princes. You can also see how equipment has changed down the years. Now here's a really fearsome creature. It wasn't just about protecting yourself, it was also about creating fear in your opponent. Outside once again, and time for a few photos. First with a guardsman in the background, and afterwards with a beefeater. We just managed to see the crown jewels before the tower closes at 5, but no filming in there. So it's goodbye to the tower, and we're off on our way back to Euston and then on to home. But it's not too far out of our way to call at another famous landmark on our way back, Trafalgar Square. Now if you want to read what the children thought of the day, why not visit some of the school's websites and view their blogs.